My flow of conversation that I'd recommend is basically going into the meeting and starting with all the positives about your role. It's to start the conversation on a positive. You want your boss to be warmed up. You want to feel good. I know I like getting me a bit of a G up when somebody comes in and tells me how awesome the place is to work, how great their role is, all the things they love. That would be the first way to start off the conversation. Part two of the conversation would be to talk about the achievements. So all the ways that employee adds value to the business, the things they've done in the last year or however long since they've started or had the last pay review. And achievements aren't just how much they've billed. It might be cultural and value achievements. Like they might have organised things that make the place better to work, like a table tennis tournament and the head of the social committee. Like it doesn't just have to be about, I build this much per month, so I need a pay rise. But you want to be able to articulate your achievements as an employee and what you're bringing to that organisation. And on top of that, point number 3 that I have there is get to the point at the end of what you're there for after you've warmed me up. But I think, Nick, the research that you do to understand your role, your years of experience, and what that salary band is so important so you don't come in with the wrong expectation of what you deserve to be paid. And a good employer will generally know. And if they don't know, at least having that conversation, you say in the conversation, I've had a bit of a look at what the industry is paying for this role, and I'd love to discuss getting myself in line with that pay. Now, if you're on 50 and you want to go to 60, I personally think it would not be authentic or transparent to say you want 70, thinking that your boss is going to cut you back to 60. And that's just me personally and how I sit on it. But in saying that, I'm pretty sure when I was an employee, I would always round it up by 5 or 10,000, thinking my boss was going to cut me back down. Now, I don't like the idea of being cut back down. I think that open, transparent conversation of understanding what that salary band for the role you're in. And look, in industries like accounting, public practice, it's quite easy to go to like a Hayes salary guide and sit with an employee and say, there's a graph, you're in public practice, you're in Melbourne, you've been doing 3 years experience and you're halfway through your CPA, your salary band is here to here. And it's so transparent. And if they're below it, sure, you can have a conversation about what they need to do to be in it or why you're paying them less than that salary band if they're not quite there yet. But the research and having knowledge pre that conversation, I think it's paramount. I think it's super important.